morning and welcome to another Sunday morning. Don't know where the week went. Well, we thought of starting off this time with a little game. Can you identify? Identify means can you recognize, can you see who these people are? I'm going to show you a picture with someone with a mask on, and you've got to identify the person. See if you can identify it before we show you who they are.
Good morning. This week we're looking at identity. We can break this down into acceptance, friendship, and security. Connie, what does God's acceptance mean to you?
I think being accepted means that no matter how many times you screw up or you make a mistake, God's love never changes and you can still be part of His family.
Hannah, what does it mean to have security with God?
It makes me feel secure because I know that God is unchanging and He gives me strength to keep going every single day, even when things round about are so uncertain.
Can you tell us what it means to have a friendship with God?
God's my friend because whenever you need Him to talk to Him, He's always there to listen.
Thanks for those excellent answers. Wonder what Bruce thinks.
Thanks, Martha. Identity. It's a bit of a funny word, actually. But before we look at it in particular, I just want to go back to the game with the masks. I thought they were brilliant. Some people didn't recognise. Some people definitely recognised. But we often in this world put on a mask. This is what I want you to see that I'm like. I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to belong. Where actually, identity is where we stop and we say, actually, God accepts us for who we are. And our identity is in Him. Let me explain it this way. There's a great verse in the Bible, and it comes from John 1, verse 12. And it says, for those who believed in His name, He gave the right to become children of God. In other words, God's saying, you're my child. Your identity is in me, is with me. So, what does identity mean? Well, there's lots of words that could help us understand identity, but 3 words to help us that we've looked at, brilliantly answered already, were friendship, acceptance, and security. Fantastic words that our identity, we don't have to try, we looked at this over the previous weeks, to prove ourselves. Our security, our safety is in Jesus. Our acceptance, we can muck up, we can get it wrong, but Jesus still accepts us when we're sorry. And that amazing, brilliant, wonderful friendship that we can have with Jesus. That is identity. Not having to prove ourselves, not having to put on our masks, but simply as a child of God's, His identity. Angie's going to help us explore and think about this a wee bit further.
Hi everybody. So today we've been learning and thinking about who we are and our identity as members of God's family. And do you know, when adults travel places or go anywhere, we often have to prove who we are. We have to prove our identity by showing ID. An ID card could be your driving license, or it might be your Young Scot card if you're a teenager, or a passport. It's something that says who you are, where you're from, your address, and it proves your identity. And I was thinking, one way to remember all that we've learned this morning, we could make our own identity cards. So I was thinking we could make something like this. So I've written on the front of it, I am a child of God. And I drew a cross to remember what Jesus did for us on the cross, and that special symbol of being a Christian that we learned about a few weeks ago. But you could decorate it however you wanted. But if it says, I am a child of God, that will remind us that we are children of God and part of his family. And on the back, I wrote a part of the big verse, or the big Bible reading that the adults have been looking at today. And I chose this verse. It says, to all who believed him and accepted him, that means believed and accepted Jesus, he gave the right to become children of God. And that's John 1:12. So that's a good memory verse. And it helps us to remember that because of what Jesus did for us, if we believe him, we become part of his family. And I've written down here the 3 things we've been learning about just now. God's unchanging friendship, God's unchanging acceptance of us, and the security we have as being his children in his family, and knowing that no matter what, that never changes. If we trust in Jesus, we are children of God and part of his family. So why don't you make one of these cards, and you could put it in your school bag or somewhere in your room, anywhere you want, and when you look at it, you can use this to remind you that no matter what, we are children of God and part of his family. Have fun!
Hello God, I'm here to listen. Thank you that you keep me secure and that you are my friend. Please help me to trust you. I say yes to you. Amen.
Hello, God, I'm here to listen.
Hello, God, I'm here to listen.
Thank you that you keep me secure and that you're my friend.
Thank you for keeping me secure and that you are my friend.
Please help me to trust you.
Please help me to trust you.
I say yes to you. Amen.
I say yes to you. Amen.